We enter dialogue or interfaith work from so many different reasons.
For me, interfaith work is really about the planet we live on, and that we're surrounded by a diverse community, and that we all have this good responsibility, I think, to know our neighbors, but to do more than just tolerate them.
For us, working with young people is taking that moment where they're thinking about who am I in this world and saying it matters that the world is really diverse and that you form your identity within that context of diversity.
So there is a sort of a courage that's needed to go beyond your own boundaries and to look into someone else's way of life and their practice of religion, and even more important, their moral and ethical beliefs, how they live up to those things, and to sort of expose yourself to that type of thing and still retain your own identity and your own belief.
People were really curious and they asked tons of questions, and that was really new to me. Usually people just shy away from things they don't know and things they might be uncomfortable with, but people here really ask questions and want to get to know what they don't know. Freshman year, when I first started this program, I was the one who was just sitting in the corner, just listening, not participating, but I really grew with it, and I learned that it's really important to talk about things, and it's really important to understand before you are able to participate in conversations.
We are very diverse from all around in the city and the region. We have Muslims and Hindus and Buddhists here that were not here 30 years ago. They enrich our lives, they enrich our city, and in order to be good friends with them and to welcome them as full citizens, we need to know what motivates them and what their religious values are, as well as our own.
You have to learn how to listen, first of all. You have to learn how to understand. And doing that, you really come away with a wonderful change of spirit within oneself, if you're not afraid of the dialogue. In this kind of situation, you're learning about more than politics and religion. You're learning about us, all of us in society, who needs to hear each other before you make a decision about the other.
Dare to Understand came about because we were listening to the threads of all the stories we heard from young people, from adults, from people of faith and no faith, who really wanted to be understood in their workplace, in their family, in their congregation. It seemed to be so at the heart of what relations with people of difference are about listening to who we are, what keeps us awake at night, and what we need to strive to together to build the kind of community we want to live in.
For me, it means dare to be curious. So many of us, whether it's my generation or youth today, there's such a busyness that you don't have time. You're not necessarily encouraged to be a curious person. And that's what this is about.
I think Dare to Understand tells us that it's not about tolerance. It's literally about knowing people. I dare to introduce myself to you in a way that's authentic, from my place of faith or no faith, and I dare myself to understand where you're coming from as well.
We hope we're teaching our students a way of being in the world that somehow is a little bigger than each session and each little moment.
It's not the quantity, it's the quality. And when you see groups of high school students who are from various faiths meeting fellow students from different faiths for the first time and growing to understand and respect one another, that's when you know that things are working.
We believe that all the large things that happen in the world happen because of 1,000 incremental steps taken before the big thing happens. So we like to think we're part of a large group of people, both in this country and abroad, who think that learning about each other is a great way to prevent war and violence.
Well, the whole thing is based on love. I mean, without love, you can't create unity. It's not something that's easily quantified. You know, oh, the Interfaith Center is here, and they have added 10 bricks to the building, you know. Rather, what you find is that a community gradually starts opening up, and people begin to interact better with each other.